That's a low blow, Sam. The Oscars are tonight. Is anybody else bummed that Transformers isn't up for Best Picture? Or that Ben Stiller isn't up for Best Actor for his performance in The Heartbreak Kid? Would somebody please explain to me why Paris Hilton has not won a Grammy? Can we point to the reasons why things like Transformers, Ben Stiller, and Paris Hilton were overlooked? After all, Transformers grossed over $70 million in its opening weekend alone. How could it not be considered one of the best pictures of the year? Perhaps it is because we mistake financial success for social significance. Sure, that movie about robot aliens was a fiscal success, but was it a significant movie? Has it changed our perceptions of the world in any way? Truthfully, no it hasn't, which is precisely why it's not up for an Academy Award. How many of us, and by us I mean the young cool people in the crowd, have ever been in the car with mom or dad while they turned the radio to an oldies station and made us listen to songs without thumping bass? Weird, right? Yeah, I know it's painful. But what are our children going to hear when we turn to our oldies stations? In 30 years, are we really going to be flying around in our personal aircrafts, listening to Britney sing Oops, I Did It Again? Or Soulja Boy mumble his narcissistic song named after himself? Or anything by Paris Hilton? I hope those aren't the sounds our generation will be remembered by. I know, it may seem that today's music is as deep as a puddle, but there are some rivers out there. You just have to search for them because they're not getting the same airtime. But why? Because in the past, creative talent meant something. More than it does today. Music, and most art these days, seem more concerned with making money than making a difference. That's why we call it the entertainment industry. Their main concern is cranking out products so that they can make more money. And as long as you're edgy, good-looking, fresh, and willing to do almost anything, you will make it regardless of your creative talent. You need proof? I give you Jessica Simpson. I think art's recent fall from grace has its genesis in the schools. We always complain when we don't get an A in art because we think art's too personal to grade. And effort alone should account for high marks. We forget that art classes are as much about learning how to intelligently appreciate the craft as they are about practicing it. And we've come to this mindset because art isn't valued in mainstream education. When budget belts tighten, arts are the first fats trimmed. Nobody ever says, people, in this economic climate, we've got to make cuts. So nobody's leaving until we find a way to slash physics, drop trigonometry, and hide history. No, they say money's tight, so let's get rid of music, ditch drama, and kill creative writing. Those programs won't make a more fuel-efficient car or raise our standardized test scores. We can't leave a single child behind. I say that kind of thinking is narrow-minded. Listen to what Jan Martel says in Life of Pi. If we citizens do not support our artists, then we sacrifice our imagination on the altar of crude reality, and we end up believing in nothing and having worthless dreams. And if you doubt the importance of imagination, listen to my pal Al Einstein, who said, imagination is more important than knowledge. Think about it. Don't we make money so that we can buy art? From the CD in our car, to the paintings on our walls, to the movies we watch, the books we read, the clothes that we wear, all of that is art. Sure, those are things that keep us company, but they're more than that. They also keep us company when we feel alone. My sophomore year, I faced a serious encounter with depression. I can remember sitting alone in my room listening to More Than a Feeling by the band Boston, which, incidentally, my father introduced to me in the car. Later, he put the song on a disc for me, and I can remember sobbing because it was so beautiful. At a time when life seemed totally futile, that song gave me refuge and assured me that life was still beautiful, even though I may not have been able to see it. That song saved me. That's why art's important. And here's the beautiful thing about art. It doesn't care who creates it. It believes in everybody. And I find that uplifting because it means I could be great. I also find it terrifying because it means Keanu Reeves could be great. Or even 50 Cent. Or even Paris Hilton. I know it's a long shot, but it really could happen. And then hell would freeze. The best thing that we can do to help appreciate art is to practice the arts that we love. In doing so, and allowing ourselves to struggle with art, we will better recognize the geniuses when they cross our paths. Thank you very much.